Bronx Journal. I'm your guest host, Robin Montas. Photography, as defined by the Merriam-Webster's dictionary, is the art or process of producing images. Yet in the 1970s, the images of minorities were hard to find in this country. That's what led a group of men and women from different minority groups with a strong passion for photography to create En Foco, a nonprofit organization devoted to promoting the photographic skills of minority artists. Joining us now are Ms. Campos and Ms. Hilary Thorsen, who are here to tell us more about this influential organization dedicated to the arts. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
So, what is En Foco?
En Foco is a non-for-profit organization, and we also have a publication which supports and nurtures photographers of diverse cultural backgrounds. So we have Latinos, African Americans, Asian Americans.
And what does En Foco mean?
It means in focus in English and referring to camera photography.
So it's basically a translation to make it more Spanish or make it more minority.
Right.
And was En Foco originally created by just one person, or was it a group of individuals, combined?
No, and that speaks to En Foco. It was started in 1974 by 5 Puerto Rican photographers that at that time saw that there was a lack of exposure for photographers of color. So they got together as photographers to really want to exhibit their work and put their work out there along with their peers' work as well.
And how did the organization get started?
It was basically finding kind of alternative exhibition spaces, so block parties in the Bronx, coffee houses in Greenwich Village, that sort of thing. And they would show the work and that way bring the different communities in to be able to see this work that wasn't being shown in museums and other institutions at that time.
So why was there a lack of minority photographers during the 1970s?
I think it was just a product of the times. I mean, at that time, in looking at art, there was the institutions that we know of as today, the Met, the MoMA, various other museums and higher education institutions. And unfortunately, photographers or artists of color at the time just didn't have the exposure or the leverage to really put their work out there. And what was great about En Foco was that gave the photographers that leverage, as Hilary was saying, by starting these exhibitions that were really community-based.
So in addition to the exhibitions that were community-based, what else did En Foco do to change the fact that there was not enough minority photographers during the 1970s? How did En Foco change the photography scene?
Well, we have a number of different programs that were started in the past few years and continue today. One of those is our New Works Award program. It's going to be our 15th anniversary next year. And that's a national call for entries for photographers of color. You submit your work and a juror chooses it, and then there's an exhibition in New York City, and we work with the photographers who win to either continue with the body of work that they're already working on or work on a new series. And then we also have our touring gallery program, which Dee works a lot with. So do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, and especially when En Foco was young, so to speak, was putting artwork back into the community, underserved communities especially. So in the 70s and 80s, we had block parties. We put art back into coffee houses. Now what we're currently doing is putting artwork back into places such as public libraries. What we really want to work with are the students and the educational system around that area to really engage the students that might not necessarily have the opportunity to go down to downtown Manhattan, to go to the Met or to the MoMA, and really have it in their community so they can go after school, they can go on the weekends with their parents. This year alone, we had an exhibition, or it's currently up right now at the Aguilar Library with Rochelle Mosman's work up there. Also, we go back to the Bronx at the Bregones Theater, which has a really amazing gallery space there. And especially in the 70s and 80s, we also worked with the youth in having photography classes, showing them how to use the camera, how to shoot, both members and artists.
So En
would
Foco
work
has
with the
always been
kids.
dedicated to the youth. They have always worked with
Right,
young
and we're
people.
trying to get that back again by, you know, when we have these touring gallery exhibitions, we also make educational brochures which really engage the students and teachers to start talking about the work that's up on the wall space.
And in the 37 years that En Foco has existed, what has changed in America for minority photographers as a result of the effort made by your organization?
Well, I think that our publication really has helped a lot. Nuevo Luz. We send
get a
this
close-up
out
of
to subscribers and members of our organization, but also curators and critics in museums and galleries, so they get exposed to work that they might not usually see. And so that's really helped. And then just working with these artists in the community spaces like we spoke about has helped promote their work. And then through New Works as well, that program provides an exhibition each year in a New York gallery space. So this year it's at Skylight Gallery and Bed-Stuy in Brooklyn. So that's bringing the art to that community.
How many photographers do you usually feature on one exhibition?
Well, New Works is special in that usually there's 2 fellowship winners and then around 3 honorable mentions, so 5 photographers in all, and about 40 pieces of work, 40 to 50. And then Touring Gallery is a bit smaller just to fit in the space, so that could be 15 works by 1 photographer usually.
Right.
And then we also, have the opportunity occasionally for special exhibitions. This past year we got to work with Aperture Foundation, so that had selections from our permanent collection, which has over 700 pieces in it. And then we also included work by 3 contemporary Mexican-American photographers as well.
Is the work that is displayed at En Foco's exhibitions posted online on websites?
Well, what we offer our photographers when they exhibit or publish with us is photographers' pages. And in this area, what we want and what we hope is that students, scholars, institutions can go there and learn a little bit more about our photographers. And although not every piece in the exhibition is up there, there is a selection of their work and their bio and a list of their exhibitions, as well as a direct link to their personal artistic websites. So if you go on there, you can click and be taken to their website where it shows their various portfolios.
Okay. Let me ask you something else. What type of photography does En Foco specializes on?
We don't have a particular specialty. We show a broad range from conceptual to documentary, landscape, still life, portraiture, basically anything.
And in the 37 years of the existence of the organization, and with the positive changes in society, how different is En Foco today from the En Foco of the 1970s?
I think that we've just really expanded with the programs that we can offer our artists. As we spoke about earlier, we do have various exhibitions throughout the year, but we also have workshops that cater to more of our emerging photographers, such as Foot in the Door, which we try and teach the photographers that come how to really put their work out there to critics, to institutions, to museums, to really get a voice.
So it's almost like a public relation workshop.
In a way, with photography, it has to do with that, but it's also in how to get your portfolio ready to show others. And through all of those workshops and our exhibitions, we've been able to really offer both our members and our photographers more, and also in that way really promote their work and get their work out there and help them do that themselves and through our own exhibitions.
So in addition to those workshops to improve and get their work out there, what other types of programs does En Foco offers to its members and its photographers?
Well, we have memberships for both photographers and patrons, and through that you can receive an in-house portfolio review done by En Foco staff. You also receive a discount for our workshops.
Do you have to pay for the membership?
Yes, there are different levels. The minimum is $50 for a year, and you receive a subscription to the magazine, the in-house portfolio review, like I said, and discounts on the workshops. We offer many during the year. We also have a portfolio review session, and we have a members exhibition each year. This past year it was at John Jay Gallery.
Right.
So, and that's curated by a gallery owner usually. So this year it was Michael Foley.
Oh, that's pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And being that the inspiration that an artist has to do the type of work that an artist does, how different is the photography of En Foco, being that it is made up of minorities, in comparison to other photographers that are found in America?
I think that's what's really great about each and every one of our photographers is that they're really passionate about the issues that they face or have faced in the past. And one photographer that comes to my mind is Thorsen. And
what's her name?
Thorsen, and her series is called Superheroes. And what she does is that she really highlights these individuals that are nannies, who are delivery boys, who are cooking our meals in restaurants. So they're immigrants from Mexico. And what she does is that she dresses them up as Batman or Catwoman. And as superheroes. And what's really so beautiful and poignant about this series is that if she hadn't taken it, we wouldn't really acknowledge these individuals or really know exactly what they're doing. They're immigrating from Mexico into the United States, to California, to New York. And she really pays tribute to all of the work that they do. Plus, in her caption, she always includes how much money they're sending back to their family. So it's like
basically
$500
the work is
a month.
benefiting other countries with
back to their families, but she's really paying tribute to these individuals that, you know, are on the sidelines, that we don't really acknowledge in our day-to-day lives because they're behind the kitchen counter or they're cleaning our homes, things like that. So it's a poignant tribute to those individuals.
So have you had any success stories of photographers that have come out of the program that En Foco offers to later become great photographers?
Mm-hmm. Most recently, Groana Melendez, she had her first solo exhibition at
She was
Aguilar.
a member of En Foco?
Yes, she is. She had.
Oh, she's still a member?
Mm-hmm. Yes, so she had her exhibition at Aguilar Public Library this past year, and she's received a number of magazine commissions as a result, and also is working towards a residency in Argentina as well. And then also Hank Willis Thomas, he's very widely known now, and we were one of the first publications to publish his work. And can you think of anyone else too?
Yeah, I mean, going back to Groana and what we've talked about so far, I saw her work first at the portfolio review sessions that we had, and I completely fell in love with her work because it was just so fantastic. And her series was strong enough that we were able to give her a touring gallery exhibition. So although anyone can submit work to us, we also look at work at portfolio reviews, at other various workshops that we hold.
So some of her photography has been published in other magazines?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it started with the touring gallery exhibition, putting artwork back into underserved areas, and we put her family work series up at Aguilar Library, and it began by her coming to one of our portfolio review sessions.
So the exhibitions play an important role in the development of the photographer, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. What else is En Foco doing to help emerging minority photographers in the United States?
Well, like Dee had said, our workshops are a big part of that. We do annual portfolio reviews, so photographers can have their work seen by curators, critics, professors of photography in New York City, and get feedback from various people. And those people, if they see their work and can think of someone who'd be interested in it, can pass that along. Right. And what else?
And we're here just to support these photographers, especially if they're being published or if they're being or if they have an exhibition. We really help them really start the process. For touring gallery, a lot of them are emerging artists, so we help them if they need assistance in writing their artist statements, to showing them how an exhibition runs from beginning to end, from getting those images framed and ready to go to having them installed in the various locations. We're there guiding them, so to speak, step by step, and offering them that support.
Is there any contact information that you can provide for the viewers at home so they can get involved with En Foco and see the type of work that En Foco does?
We do. It's our website. It's www.enfoco.org. And we also have our telephone number, which is 718-931-9311. And we're in the office Monday through Thursday, 9 to 5:30.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.